Liverpool nevertheless came to dominate the slave trade until its abolition in 1807. The growth of the United States of America provided Liverpool with growing volumes of trade, and new docks opened on the Mersey in quick succession during the 1800s. The city was described as the gateway to the British Empire and the door to the New World. Between 1830 and 1930, over 9 million people left Liverpool by boat in search of a better life. Before steamships were introduced, these journeys were and the population increased dramatically, with over 75,000 people packed into 1 square mile of what was described as mean streets and fever-haunted alleys. The city has always evoked strong emotion in people. Daniel Defoe, author of Robinson Crusoe, wrote, "Liverpool is one of the wonders of Britain." Charles Dickens was also a frequent visitor to the city and regularly took the ferry, as he put it, for the air. On the dock wall you can see the Victorian hexagonal Salisbury Dock Clock Tower. Designed by Jesse Hartley, the clock's chief use was to check the ship's chronometer as the vessel left port, and was affectionately known as the Docker's Clock. It has 6 faces that can be seen from all points of the compass. The only other one of its kind is in Russia. This is also the original site of the entrance to the Leeds-Liverpool Canal from the river. Although now the pierhead extension is finished, the canal extends through to the Royal Albert Dock.
We now see the massive red brick building, which is the Stanley Tobacco Warehouse. When built in 1900, it was the world's biggest bonded warehouse, large enough to fit St George's Hall inside. It was built using 27 million bricks, specifically for storing tobacco cargoes until duty was paid. It's still the largest building.
This spectacular grey two-listed structure is now being renovated into duplex love-style apartments, and opposite, in the historic warehouse, is the Tag Hotel, and primarily used as a coal dock. The dock was in use for 140 years. As coal-fired steamships fell out of use and the coal mines in South Lancashire closed, demand for coal disappeared, and the Brandywell dock was eventually closed in 1988. Completed in 2016 and adjacent to the dock is Liverpool 2, a new deep-water container terminal capable of handling 2 post-Panamax vessels simultaneously, and able to handle 95% of all vessels that sail the seas. This doubles the container handling capacity of Liverpool. If you look over to the mouth of the river and the Wirral shoreline, you might be able to spot Perch Rock and the Rock Lighthouse. The lighthouse was completed in 1830. Its tower stands nearly 30 metres high, and before it was decommissioned in 1974, the light could be seen from a distance of 13 metres. The large trees along the ocean is Bailey Park, and it was near here where the famous gunpowder magazine was stored. This is where the ships used to stop to offload and pick up gunpowder on their way into the Storing explosives in the docks themselves was seen as far too big a risk.
During the 18th and early 19th century, smuggling was rife throughout Britain. This area, Mersey, was perfect for smugglers, because 300 years ago it was cut off from the rest of the Wirral by the Woodside on one side and the Swan, midst of Moss, on the other. It was an isolated, dangerous place, prone to sudden mists and quicksand, and best negotiated only by the fool who knew it well. One of the most notorious of the smugglers here was known as Mother Redcap, who ran an inn which stood by the shore.
The impressive building with the huge staircase is Mersey Town Hall. The building was actually built back to front, so that the front could face the river. To the left of the town hall, and behind the trees, is a red brick building with a glass conservatory. This is Guinea Gap Baths, opened in 1908. Some say that the name comes from a bag of guineas once found washed up on the shore here. Originally, the water used to fill the pools was sewerage taken from the River Mersey and filtered. It obviously had an unusual quality, because between 1908 and 1957, 205 national, European and world records were broken here.
In fact, radar was installed in 1957 and was the first in the world to guide ferries.
Ferry service, as we know it today, was created by the engineer William Castle in the 1860s and spread out about 2,000.
Castle suffered much criticism, predictions that the first storms of winter would carry the landing stages away. Nevertheless, as you can see, his idea was getting passengers on the ferry.
They have to post it to you while you stay here. While you extend the night, they post it to you first. Someone left to go to the police. Did you leave the keys at home? You know, next time when you drive far, you should redo with your mum. With your mum, the keys. The house keys, you got, no, not even house keys, just like any, even car key. And they, at least they can post it to you. You don't have to stay.
You can now see the roll-on ferry terminal called 12 Keys, connecting the river with Belfast.
No, it's not that. If I lost it...
It is along this stretch of shoreline where the famous monotone gun still stands.
A cannon was fired at 1 o'clock every afternoon, except Sundays and bank holidays, and was used by ships to check thermometers. This event might restore the 1851.
Even before the Mersey boom of the early 1960s, Liverpool had a reputation for a lively, profitable success. As a thriving port, the city was a hub for entertainment and pleasure, and the Mersey ferries played a significant role in that success. From its arrival in 1951, the Royal Irish was popularly known as the fish and chip boat, for the food served on board during its dance cruises. In 1957, the Cabin Club began promoting its legendary Riverboat shuttles. These were 4-hour dance cruises up and down the river. The Beatles played 4 times on the Royal Irish between 1961 and 1962. During this time, they changed their manager to Brian Epstein, ditched their leathers for smart suits, shirts and ties, and for their final show, they had replaced their drummer Pete Best with Ringo. Many bands played on the Royal Irish over the years, including Jerry and the Pacemakers, the Searchers, Acker Bill, The Farm, and Elvis Costello. If you're interested in finding out more about the Beatles, you can visit the award-winning attraction, The Beatles Story, which is based at the Albert Dock. The attraction takes visitors on an immersive journey through the lives, times, culture and music of the Beatles, and contains an impressive collection of fascinating memorabilia. For more information or to buy tickets in advance, please visit the Beatles Story website.